I can't remember exactly when I started recognizing my skin color. I would say it would probably be around, I don't know, kindergarten or first grade. I remember being at home and I would have white Barbies and lots of books, but all of them had white characters in them. And there's this thing in the back of my mind that was like, is something wrong with me? Why don't these kids look like me? I have a son. He's 2 years old. And his name is Easy. Well, his name is Eli, but we call him Easy. And when I was pregnant with him, there's all the exciting things you get to do, and your registry being one of them. And I was talking with one of my girlfriends, and she's Black, and her family is Black as well. She has children. She had like a couple options, and we decided, well, hey, okay, let's go. Let's both look up some books, and let's come back together and swap book lists. And when we came back together, our book lists were both surprisingly short. That was the moment where I realized that I was gonna have to fight to make sure that I had good representation in my home. So I've been super excited to meet you. I'd love it if you could actually tell me a little bit about you and what you all do at Promising Pages.
I'm Eric Law. It's been my privilege for the last 2.5 years to be serving as Executive Director of Promising Pages. We collect new and donated books and process them and share them with children living in the Charlotte area book desert. Well, the book desert is an area of town, actually most of Charlotte, where families have 10 or fewer books at home. A growing city, you've got more industries coming in, you've got more people trying to connect with those industries to build better lives. What that means is sometimes there aren't enough resources for everybody. Having books at home is important because while kids, of course, have to read in a school setting, if they're not reading at home during the times that they're away from school, their reading skills erode. We want kids to be reading every day, not just for school, but for fun. We want them to choose books that reflect their daily lives.
A couple of years ago when I was building my son's library, I read an article, and what it said is that they need 2 different types of books in their home. They need windows, right? So they need a way to be able to see into the lives of children that aren't like them. But then they also need mirrors. So they need to be able to see themselves in the pages of the books that they're reading.
90 to 95% of the kids we serve are children of color. We've relied on donated books from the community. Many of those donated books have come from book-rich families. And the books that they've had on hand for their children don't necessarily reflect the lives of the children that we serve. We've decided to take more of an intentional step to changing that.
When I'm picking out books for my son, I don't want him to feel limited in what he can be. I want him to know he can be an astronaut. He can do anything that he wants to do. I want him to be able to see himself as the hero and as having equal opportunity to all children. But then also there's times where I want to put him to bed reading a story of a child riding their bike, or just being a normal child like all of his friends, you know what I mean?
Last September, we decided to kick off this diverse book challenge with the goal of collecting and distributing at least 25,000 books during the school year. We've set up an Amazon wish list. We're asking folks to make cash contributions to enable us to buy more of those titles that we've identified in bulk, which will save us on costs. So as of now, we're in February of 2021. We've collected over 10,000 books now and are hoping to make that 25,000 book goal by the end of the school year.
We've been partnering since around 2012, and we believe in you. And we're just so inspired by the fact that you are investing in children of color and into all children in our community that need to be inspired. And so on behalf of our church, what we would love to do is give you a gift, $50,000 to help you hit your goal of getting these books into the hands of children sooner than the end of the school year.
Thank you. Oh, you have no idea how much this means. And the children who are going to benefit from this, you just can't imagine.